here with Rob, and we're looking at the Wonder Book, which is something it's basically the best thing I've seen at the show personally. I just think it's an amazing, I don't even know what to call it, an amazing piece of technology, I guess. It's a beautiful book. I can't wait to read it.
Thank you, and we're really, really excited to show it off as well. It's been a long time coming, so yeah, finally announcing, getting to tell people about it, it's the best feeling. We see so much potential in it for the PlayStation platform as well, because it really is, it's a new platform. We've got one amazing title coming out this year, but then, there's so much potential for educational stuff, all new titles. Once you have one Wonder Book, we can put anything we want to onto it. Yeah. And so, once you take it home, put it on your bookshelves, and you can bring it out and bring up any kind of experience. We can put 3D on the book, bring you into 3D environments. It's going to be amazing.
Can we take a look at it?
Yeah, please.
Let's do it.
So when you start at the Book of Spells, this is what you get. It's a textbook. It's written by Miranda Goshawk, who's a character from the books, and this is the same kind of spell textbook that characters in the Harry Potter books use themselves. But it's a special edition of that textbook, because when you open it up, we can bring things to life. So we use our Move controller as our magic wand. It's a natural choice. And then we can actually use it to explore the book and bring some of these new words provided for us by J.K. Rowling into life, and we can bring them up into an interactive reading experience as well.
I picture that my niece, who I have a young niece, and I just picture she's gonna love this sort of thing.
We've had amazing feedback from some of the bravest kids, because we've had people user testing it who've been sitting here, and we've had to swear them to secrecy, and they've been sitting here with new material from J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
Oh. So those kids who hopefully are going wild now, we've had some amazing feedback on Twitter and Facebook, because this is the next place to go. I mean, if you're a fan of the series, this is the next thing she's written. It's expanding the Wizarding world, all new facts, and we've also got these amazing stories. So if we can, for each spell which you learn as you go through the gameplay experience, you also get all of this extra material. So in this case, there's a whole story provided for us by J.K. Rowling about the levitation charm, Wingardium Leviosa. So all the spells in the book are these iconic spells from the stories. They're going to be really familiar to fans, and we can put the power of them in your hands.
And in the greatest pop-up book I've ever seen in my life.
That's the metaphor we're using. So we put it, in this case, we put the story into a paper theater, but it's just one example of the kind of storytelling that we can do with Wonder Book. So it's a completely interactive story, and it's fully 3D. You can see, we reckon that this is the most robust, the most sophisticated augmented reality technology on the market. It's so tough. You can move around and have a feel at the theater yourself. And using your wand, you can actually participate in the story and affect what happens. Here we're going to see that there's actually a missing word in the story. So now we have to make a choice of what we think this character was doing. So if this is the wrong choice. But again, it's all unmistakably J.K. Rowling. It's all from within the Wizarding world. And we think fans are going to go nuts for it.
Is there anything else we can see?
Sure. I'll tell you what, let's show you guys a spell that we haven't shown in the press conference. So if we skip a little bit ahead, again, the reader, the player, is completely free, so they can skip through the book at any time. So it's always on us to keep them entertained, and it's all about kind of giving them new experiences every time they turn the page. In this case, this is a new spell that they're going to learn. This is Engorgio and Reducio. It makes things grow big and then shrink small. That's right. Again, really familiar spells. So now the spellbook is going to pop up a practice object into 3D for us. So again, for us, it's all about getting these 3D objects. It's all about the wow moments, the show.
I love pumpkin.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to get rid of this thing. I got to get it out of your reach. Here we go. So I can shrink that all the way down. So then, the professor, who's our guide to this experience, he's the Hogwarts professor, he's going to prompt us to make it grow larger again to make sure that we've learnt these spells. So I can grow it all the way up. Keep going. So once you've learnt these spells and mastered them, then we're going to put you in a situation where you have to solve puzzles using your spells. So in this case, I'm going to show you a little bit of the chapter test. As you go through the chapters, you learn spells, and then before you can progress any further, you have to prove that you've mastered them, because it's all about becoming an accomplished wizard. So we put you in a situation where you have to show that you've learned all of the spells. You have to use them in conjunction and solve different puzzles. In this case, it's very focused on puzzle solving and using your brain. Other tests are going to put you in a much more threatening situation. You're going to be facing off against dark creatures. We're going to have things from the wizarding world popping up. And inspired by some of the thrilling moments from the books, you're going to have to think on your feet and use your spells in combat.
And this is a great introduction to the teaching tool element that's to come from this type of book.
Absolutely, because for us, it's a real spell book that exists in the world. It's a textbook. So it's all about teaching you. The objective is to become a great wizard, because you're at the center of the experience. You can always see yourself, and for us it's always about you becoming the wizard. That's what's really new about this, because
it's every kid's dream.
Absolutely, it's definitely mine. So
and every adult's dream, apparently.
Exactly, because we think it's going to be really ideal for parents who are gamers who are becoming parents now to play something with their kids, and it's going to be a familiar interface with them, a familiar interface with kids as well, because everybody knows how to operate a book. Yeah, we just can't wait for people to see it.
Oh, what's that?
So, okay, this is the test. So we've taken you into a completely new place. Oh, okay. I cancelled that out because I was going to show you the front, so let's just go through this text again. So again, this is all, if we've seen it before, then we can skip through it, but we want players to explore this kind of text, So I can just skip through it using the wand, and let's get that Sphinx back. So in this case, because we're facing up against a Sphinx, it's because this test has the theme of cleverness and wit and using your brain, Because for each test, the reward that you get at the end is a poem written for us by J.K. Rowling, right? It's one of 6, and they're all about the qualities that make you a great wizard. So this is straight from her. It's what she believes makes you a great wizard. In this case, it's the quality of being able to use your head and use your spells in creative ways. So here, earlier on, I learned the revealing charm apparition, so you can see I've got it on my wand there. If I flick that down, then we can find out what the Sphinx's riddle is. There we go. So we've unlocked the riddle that the Sphinx is going to give us. We're going to skip through some of these puzzles. We've got to go through 3 trials, but I want to show you one of the really great gameplay bits that we're going to bring the player into. First of all, we take them through these puzzles. This is all about using your spells in new ways. So in this case, we're going to have to use our fire-making spell again. Give this guy a bit of light. Okay, that's trial number 2. We just skipped 1. And now trial number 3. It's a different kind of problem solving. But then we're going to take the player into a gameplay environment and put them under a little bit more pressure. So this is a different kind of puzzle. Here we have to try and balance things out and use our spells in a creative way. So the spell you saw earlier on, Engorgio, here we go. So we can bring this thing all the way up to monster size, but now it escapes.
It's still growing. Looks like this child was...
And it's actually going to escape into the book. So now we got to... Here we go. Keep going, keep going. So we're going to take the player into a 3D environment. There we go. So first we've got to light things up. In this test, we're taking the player into an augmented reality ancient Egyptian wizarding tomb inspired by the books. So it's the kind of place that curse breakers have to explore, and in this case that's where we're putting the player. It's not always the obvious answer. Here these scorpions can actually dodge the fire-making spell, but if we use our spells in a bit more of a creative way, we can actually shrink these guys down and get rid of them that way. So if I target this guy, here we go. If we shrink him down, he falls straight through the floor. There we go. And get the last guy. So every time he stings you, you're going to lose the spell on your wand and you've got to recast it. All right, let's go. I'm going to get him this time. There we go.
Nice.
So, okay, we got rid of all the scorpions. I think this is probably a good thing to end on.
Oh, yes.
We're going to be facing up against the Big Daddy. So he's going to take us somewhere completely new. So for us, it's all about these unpredictable moments to go and get mum, go and get dad, and show them what you can do with your spells, show them what we can bring up into the living room, and show them some of these new stories from J.K. Rowling. It's just this beginning, because we can put anything we want to on the wand, on the Wonder Book. So you're going to see amazing new titles, educational stuff, everything that you can imagine. The first release is Book of Spells, holiday this year. Hope you enjoy it.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Rob. Appreciate your time very much.
Sure.